This is Africa Link, and we are live from our studios here in Bonn, Germany. Once again, my name is Josie Mahachi.
And I am Mimi Mefo. You are listening to the show via our partner stations across Africa. And Josie, we are moving on to one of the biggest stories that we have been covering for several months now, because we have latest developments, particularly from Ethiopia. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said that the conflict in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region is tearing the social fabric of the country apart.
Guterres told the UN Security Council that all parties must immediately end hostilities and negotiate a lasting ceasefire. Ethiopia's Human Rights Commission recently said gunmen killed at least 150 people last week in western part of the country.
And to understand how serious the humanitarian situation in Tigray is, I spoke to DW's Isaac Mugabi.
The situation in the Tigray region is really worrying, especially on humanitarian grounds. There is lack of aid going through Tigray because all roads virtually have been blocked off by Ethiopian government. And of course, at the moment, it is really dire, and we're talking about almost 1 million people who might starve, who might go without food, The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs of the UN has ringed the alarm bells. And just yesterday, the UN Security Council also discussed about the Ethiopian situation, especially in the Tigray region. The Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, urged both sides to cease hostilities and allow the humanitarian aid to reach the people that need it. And they have to make the guns silent.
Yeah, not just the UN, but the US as well. We also have the leader of the Tigray forces in Ethiopia who are saying that they are in support of a negotiated end to the war. What more can you tell us about this?
Well, it is a kind of complex situation, They really need to discuss. Both sides need to sit down and discuss. But the TPLF have made it clear that they don't want the African Union in it. So you can imagine, they should be the focal leaders to bring the two sides together. But they don't want the AU. Rather, maybe they suggest someone, neutral. They want someone neutral. Someone like former head of state of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. Or someone that they see will really not take sides. But why they don't want the AU is because its headquarters are in Addis Ababa. So maybe they think they might lean against the government of Abiy Ahmed. They think the AU should be out of this, and they've made that clear. But they have to sit down, first of all, and map out a way through which peace can return in the whole country. Not only in the Tigray region, by the way. We are talking also about the Afar region. We are talking about the Amhara region. We are talking also about the Oromia, because just this week, over 200 people were killed in Oromia. So it's like Ethiopia is sitting on a ticking bomb.
Talking about having Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, as the person who could possibly mediate talks between the warring parties in Ethiopia, is that something that is even possible?
Well, Mimi, for the many years I've been covering, I've been in the media and even reporting on talks. Whenever you hear of talks, don't expect anything good to come out of them. I can give you examples, When Museveni held talks, when he was a rebel leader, he had talks under the auspices of Kenyan President Arap Moi. But the talks actually sometimes are a window for both sides just like to relax, to take a rest. Just like even in Rwanda, when Kagame held talks in Tanzania, nothing came out. So it's not to say that I'm skeptical about it, but I really doubt that these talks will yield something. But anyway, let's wait and see.
Does it mean that as Africans, we cannot come up with solutions to our own problems within the continent?
I think for me, we can always find the solutions ourselves. The regional leaders, they're quiet, they're silent. This is the time when they should be coming up. Maybe they meet in Nairobi, not Addis Ababa, to talk about the conflict in Ethiopia. Because look, the international community is now distracted by what is happening in Kabul. They are focused on repatriating their people from Afghanistan. And you think they'll take care of Tigray and what is happening in Ethiopia?
And Isaac, you have been reading and writing about the unfolding humanitarian catastrophe. That's how the UN Secretary General coined it, what's happening in Tigray at the moment. I know that it's also been extremely difficult having information on the ground. So how has it been like for you?
Well, it's been hard, I can tell you. Because one thing is that many organizations, I'm talking about independent and international organizations, don't want to talk about what is happening in Ethiopia or in Tigray because they have local staff there. They don't want to put them in harm's way. And besides that, even the information coming out of Ethiopia is really scanty. No one wants to talk about it because maybe it could put them in problems with the government. Even it could put them in problems with the TPLF fighters. So it's really hard to report or to talk about the situations on the ground when there is a conflict, and it's always dangerous.
I was speaking there to our own Isaac Mugabe about the situation in Ethiopia. Now, if you want to read more about it, go to dw.com/Africa.
Now, on Facebook, we asked the question, what role should the AU play in Ethiopia's Tigray crisis? Johnny Thor says the AU must give us a break. Last I checked, the deplorable chairman said the ongoing law and order operation by Abiy Ahmed is legitimate, endorsing what the Ethiopian government is doing.
Kayona Stephen says that AU is just a toothless organization. It can't resolve anything except protecting each other. AU would just side with Ethiopia's brutal regime. Let the EU, the US, or any outside impartial organizations intervene.
And Haftu Abba says AU was the first to approve the war from day one. Trying to come to negotiation by using AU is shot in the dark. Thank you so much for those comments. And remember, the debate is ongoing on our Facebook page, DW Africa.